had thought through what spatial could mean. I read the papers, drawn the diagrams, talked about nodes and connections. 2 years of experiments with the Sloan Foundation informing the thinking. I am now limited to what the headset could actually allow me to build, since now it's Apple's ecosystem, not WebXR. Now it's time to integrate with the user's workflow, not only extend our imagination. It's time to go from wow to work. Although I played with many gestures and some stuck around and are in use, I learned that the toolbar might be born of flat interactions. But it is also a gesture, since every tap, every menu, every selection is a hand moving through air, reaching for something that isn't there. If seen from outside, from inside, it's a gesture. It feels like early liquid, it feels like Doug's augment, though in reverse. I was finally able to put buttons on the nodes themselves, but they cluttered the view, so I hid them, shown only when selected. In space, everything you show is something you ask in the eye. The carry in the eye is busy holding the room together. Bugs and small issues arrived along the way. Every fix revealed the next question, which is how it always works. When you're building beyond imagining, much like writing, not just thinking. Building is committing, using is experience. Change is inevitable. I added sections to the space. These are notes with extra headings, plus the text that follows. They are distinct from concepts. Jeff had said not enough connection between the node and the document, so sections became the bridge. Dave Miller talked of generative friction, the constraint that opens and reductive friction, the fiction that just slows. And I realized what I've been doing all these months was learning to tell the difference by feel. Focus became a way of simplifying space. Quick layouts became vital for control. Not preset times, but quick ways to change your perspective. Voice commands. Where does attention fall when your hands are already occupied? The wrist. Touch right finger to left wrist. A pulsing icon and the system listens. You don't design that on paper. You discover it standing in your living room, wearing a headset with nowhere to look. But inward voice will have to be spoken, but not yet. I'm not ready for that interaction. And then there's the music. Every Monday after the lab session, I asked Claude to write a song from what we discussed, and soon note turns it into something I can hear. And at first I thought it was a novelty, a playful coda to the meeting. But it became something else, a different way of processing the work. Because when the ideas come back as rhythm, when the argument returns as melody, you hear the shape of it differently. The emphasis lands somewhere unexpected, and you think, oh, that's what we were saying. It's not a summary, it's a translation from one cognitive register to another. The way writing teaches you what you think, music teaches you what you felt about what you thought. And I started hearing the gaps, the places where the song couldn't find a hook, because the idea wasn't finished yet. The melody knows before you do, where the argument is still thin. So now I think with text, I think with space, and I think with music. 3 substrates, 3 ways of knowing, each one revealing what the others miss. In summary, text is flat, but knowledge is not. So text becomes signpost, the naming of the geography. The vocabulary of documents broke. Gloss, not endnote, because paper doesn't float. Tuck, satellite, fold out, none quite fit, because the language hasn't caught up with the medium. And getting the word right is itself a design act. We cannot leave a legacy, but we also cannot just be stuck. Many talk of XR from outside perspectives is tied to imagining, but now mine has shifted to experiencing, and it's getting close to being truly useful. Next week, Author goes public, transformed, and users will cross the threshold from imagining to experiencing what I have said. They'll summon knowledge and place it in space and know something they couldn't have known. I don't know where we will go from the initial thought of XR to the work, but I hope this will be a solid step, because the substrate carries cognition in space with rich controls. We reach for recognition of what we can behold. 3 substrates: text, space, and song, each one teaching me what the others can't. The medium didn't just carry my work, it changed the work. I look forward to continue testing and working, and make working in headset space increasingly useful. Let's see how it goes. One day, I hope the user will feel like a wizard, a magician, truly orchestrating knowledge, truly leading the